Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be filming a full face using only Australian makeup. So I haven't seen anyone ever do this before. There are a lot of Australian beauty gurus in the community, and honestly I'm surprised that no one has thought of this before. If someone has, let me know, and please tag me to their channel below so I can watch it. But personally, from the huge amount of people that I do follow, none of them have done this, so I'm hoping that I am starting something here. But anyway, so the only products I'm going to be using today that are not Australian is brow products. I've already done my brows. I haven't actually cleaned them up or anything like that. I'm going to do that with an Australian product. And mascara. That's the only other thing. I could have easily gone out and bought an Australian one, but I have so many. The one that I am using is really easily accessible in Australia. If you are interested in watching me do my full face using only Australian makeup, then please keep on watching. I have done my brows, but I'm just going to put on some serum. I'm feeling very 80s today. I went to sleep last night with braids in because I wanted to wake up with crimpy hair. Didn't exactly go as planned, but I'm still kind of loving it. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to be using I mentioned this in my favorites video. It is the Aesop Lightweight Facial Hydrating Serum. Okay, this is focusing. So this is an Australian brand. They are based in Melbourne, in my city. So yeah, I've been using their products for a long time and I highly suggest them. I don't use this as primer. I use it as like a moisture. It's very... I use it as a moisturizer underneath primer, and it just went everywhere. This is why I don't wear good clothes when I do my makeup. So it sinks into the skin really, really quickly. So whilst it goes on and it feels really wet and tacky, you give it literally 30 seconds. It's like you didn't put anything on and you just feel really fresh and hydrated, which I love. And it's like totally oil free. So I mean, if you are on the oilier side, I could see someone with oily skin actually using this as primer because it's super tacky. Now that is all set in, I'm going to go in with primer. So I'm going to use the Designer Brands Moisturising Primer. So I really like this one. However, I don't like to use it if I'm using a super drying foundation, just because whilst it is moisturising, it's not the most moisturising one that I do have. So if you do have incredibly dry skin, I suggest maybe using something as well as this, because whilst it is moisturising primer, I don't find it to be really, like, it doesn't keep me dewy and it sinks into the skin really quickly. So now that I've done primer, oh, it feels so nice with those two layered together. I'm going to just carve out my brows with my Mecca Max Life Proof Cream Concealer. I considered doing a full face or like a first impressions using the Mecca Max line because it only did come out recently, but I just didn't buy enough of the brand and not enough of it really stuck out to me. I'm a bit scared about using this to carve out my brows just because it is quite liquidy. It's not as thick as like the Tarte Shape Tape as I normally use. Oh, it's actually not too bad. I thought it would be really liquidy and like seep into my brow gaps, but it's actually holding its own pretty well. What the hell? This is like breaking up on my skin. I've used this so many times before and it's never done this. It's like breaking up on my eye. Can you see that? Like how it's not liking that? I don't understand. Sometimes I do have problems with this concealer. I find it can be a bit hit and miss. Like some days I'll have a really good makeup day with it and some days I won't. And I feel like today is one of those I won't days. And I don't understand. Like I do have really dry eyes, but that's just so weird. Like, I've used this a couple of times for under eye and it's worked fine, but it's just not doing it for me for the eyeshadow base. And so if you're buying this with the intent to use it as an eyeshadow base, I suggest to stay away. So I'm just going to take the Sportsgirl Eye Shaded Burgundy eyeshadow palette. And I'm going to be going in with Bay. That's so cringy. The white one here, just to set my concealer because I don't have any setting powder. I can't handle how bad my eye looks right now. And I haven't even put eyeshadow on it. I love this Sportsgirl palette and I actually don't use it enough. It's really gorgeous. It's a really good dupe for the Kylie Cosmetics Burgundy. So if you are wanting something with similar shades of that, but you can't really afford it because her stuff is pretty expensive for what it is, then I suggest giving this a go. It does have a little mirror in it. It's really pretty, and I think it was no more than 30 Australian dollars, which is super cheap. Actually, I think it was about 20. So yeah, but I highly suggest this. It's really nice and pigmented, and I'll show you. So I'm just going to take as a transition shade Damn Gina, and I'm just going to put that into my crease. But it's a really pretty colour. It's super pigmented and it blends really well. And these are not even that powdery. Like, I am super impressed that Sportsgirl were able to bring out such a good product at such a good price. Like, there are high-end stuff that I've tried that is not as good as this. That is like triple the price. So if you are on a budget, you definitely can wear good makeup and buy from decent brands. And I totally am a hypocrite saying that because I buy expensive shit, but I do love finding a good bargain. I'm just going to take one of these two. So this is like a terracotta reddy brown, and this is just like a deep, yeah, I'd say it's a little bit more cool toned dark brown. I might actually go with the terracotta and just pop that into my, that's really pigmented. You really have to like dust off these ones. And I'm just going to take that into my crease, just with a smaller blending brush. I might take a bit of this reddy pinky shade. It reminds me heaps of a shade from the Modern Renaissance palette, Love Letter. It reminds me so much of a Love Letter. It is such a pretty shade. It's lit. Please kill me. Whoever came up with these shade names honestly should be fired. Sorry, Sportsgirl, but they're terrible. Like Bay, On Fleek, Damn Gina, Goals, Slay, Lit, by Felicia, Squad, and Intern. So I'm just going to take a little brush, just coat that, and then I just want to place the product and then blend it. But if I took it straight in with a blending brush, I feel like it would, I don't know, move around a little bit more than I wanted it to. Just taking a pointy blending brush and just blending out the edges of this pink so it blends into the crease a bit. I'm using the Burning Man palette by Klara Cosmetics next. It's a really pretty palette. I've swatched it. I haven't really used it though because they are pretty unique colours and it's just not something that I really reach for that often. Also because there are no transition shades at all. There are one matte shade, which is the black. I'm going to be going in with this gold colour, this one here. There's no shade names, but I'll just go in on my lid with that, and hopefully we get some good colour payoff. It's not, I don't know whether this is something you should be applying with your finger, which is not, I'm not keen on that. I'm not getting it's a little bit patchy if I'm being honest. It might be because of the concealer, but while saying that, the other colours didn't have a problem blending or anything like that from the Sportsgirl palette. But I'm going to just wet the brush. Okay, so let's try again with this gold. Okay, that is better, way better straight off the bat. So this looks amazing. I take back what I said. It is incredible now that I have wet the brush, but I feel like with those you do need to wet the brush, but then they apply beautifully. But I'm just going to take a pointy, like a long pointy blending brush and just blend this so there are no sharp edges. That tape off, I always love taking that tape off. Is it the most satisfying thing when you take the tape off after doing your eyes and see like how seamless it looks? Like, I just feel like such a professional. Alright, so I've got a few foundations I can choose from. I've got the Australis H2 Glow. I've got the matching designer brands Luminous Hydrating foundation that goes with that, which would make sense, but I use it all the time. Or I've got the Becca Aqua Luminous foundation, which I didn't even know Becca was Australian until recently. Really cool. And I don't really use this that much just because it is a bit dark for me. Like quite a bit dark actually. I wasn't very impressed with the shade range. This is fair, this is the lightest I believe, and it's literally so dark on me. But you know what? I feel like using it because it is a really nice formula, and I really like the finish it leaves on my skin, so we're just going to work with it. After a while, product just doesn't get into the dropper and it's really weird. Anyway, let's go and see how I go with this. I remember it being quite light coverage, which is okay because I'm pretty sure it builds nicely. Okay, I'd say for like the few drops that I did, it's definitely like a medium coverage, which actually is better than I thought it was going to be. My lips are really dry. I was supposed to say I've put on some French Body lip balm. I put on some French Body lip balm earlier. This is also an Australian brand. They do like those scrubs and stuff, which I do like. I've got one sitting in my bathroom, but it's just so messy and I could never be bothered with it because I literally have to clean my shower after I use it. Okay, so back to the foundation. I'm just going to put on another layer. Hope this builds well. That's a lot. It built up to a solid medium coverage. So next I'm going to go back in with that Mecca Max concealer, which I'm hopefully going to lighten up my face with. So I'm using the shade Porcelain. It's their lightest shade. Oh my god, the difference. I look crazy. This is going to be such a failed video, and I went into it not thinking that, but I feel like I'm already kind of failing. Getting on my hands. I'm not one to like pile on concealer, but I feel like I kind of need to. I don't know what I'm going to set my face with. I'm so scared. What am I going to set my face with? Shit. Okay, let's blend this out first. The one thing I will say about this Mecca Max concealer is that it does blend really nicely under the eyes. The concealer blended out really nicely. I'm guessing Mecca didn't make the concealer to intend to use it as an eyeshadow primer, which I totally understand. That's not what it's used for. But yeah, it works really nicely as a concealer. But I don't have any setting powder or anything, like not in any of my palettes, like no light colors or anything like that that I can really use. So the only thing that I really have is that color that I used to set my eyes, which was the Bay one, out of the Sportsgirl palette. So I'm going to try that underneath my eyes and we'll see how we go. I don't have a good feeling about this. I'm just setting where I put the concealer with that color. Okay. My skin is still really sticky from that foundation, like it hasn't set down at all, which is so weird because usually, like no matter how like dewy a foundation is or whatever, it will set down. I don't know why I'm using this to do my cheeks. Here we are. So, I'm going to go into this palette that I actually really like. It's also from Klara Cosmetics, and they sent it to me. By the way, if you do like any of these Klara Cosmetics products that I talk about, I do have a discount code that I'll put in the description below. I think it gets you like 15% off. But it's this trio called Naked Truth. It is super pretty. So I really love the contour shade in here. It is super powdery but super blendable from memory. I'm hoping that it doesn't go on too patchy. I have set it down as much as I can. So let's give this a try. Oh my god, it is so powdery. Just from like tapping on it like once, it produced so much kick up. Oh, it's sticking. Klara Cosmetics' whole thing is like 100% color pigmentation, which I really love. However, I feel like they need to pick their products that they need to do that for. Like I really like this trio, and they have a couple more of these trios like this, but like you don't want like it's like a eyeshadow type pigmentation for this. Do you get what I mean? Like it's good that they blend out well, and it's not like the Subculture palette where it's 100% pigmentation but you can't blend it, but it's still a little much. Alright, so the blush that I'm going to go into, Mecca Max Chic Cheek Blush. I mentioned this in my favourites last week from winter, and it still is one of my favourites. It's gorgeous, and I highly recommend it. I'm just gonna... Nothing is going nicely on top of this foundation, honestly. And the fact that I don't have something proper to set it with, it's not helping either. But I think it's doing as best as it can. Oh, it's sticking like right here. Why is it failing so bad? Why is everything not working? So, this light blue shade here, and just run that underneath my eyes. I'm just going to take this pencil brush from Morphe. I'm kind of scared because it is so pigmented. I actually really love it. It looks so different to anything that I've done, but it's so pretty. So now that I've pretty much done all that, I'm just going to set my face. So I'm using, you probably haven't heard of it, but it's Fifth Avenue Makeup Finish. So I bought this from Kmart. I know, and this brand is like a Kmart brand. It's called Fifth Avenue. I don't know, they have a bunch of other pretty looking products, but I wanted to try this out because it was just cheap, and honestly I don't love it. The spray on it's pretty average, but it's the only Australian one that I had, so it smells not great. just going to quickly do my mascara and then my lashes. So the lashes I'm going to be using today are the Demi lashes from Ardell, the Wispies. I bought a bunch of these when I was in America last. Honestly, I don't wear lashes that much, but when I do, I like these ones because I don't really like anything too dramatic, but I feel like they add a little bit of like oomph. So I'm using the Essence I Love Extreme. This is one of the ones that I didn't buy that is Australian. However, it's really easy to find. You can get it at all price lines. And I really like this mascara. It just lengthens and thickens so nicely. And it's not too wet, so I find it doesn't transfer very easily. So I'm going to do my lashes and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I put on my lashes and I just would like to say that this Ardell lash glue is a lot better than the other one. I did let it dry for about 30 seconds or so before I put the lashes on, and it's stuck really nicely. I didn't have any problems with putting on my lashes. Sometimes I do, but it ended up turning out really nice. So I'm happy with that. And I'll definitely continue using that lash glue, and I suggest it if you're wanting a cheap lash glue. I think it cost me like $5 or $6 from Priceline. Highlighter. So I'm going to use the one out of the Klara Cosmetics eyeshadow palette here. This one, it's a really pretty pinky champagne colour. I've only swatched it and it looks pretty good. So I'm going in with just like a fan brush and we'll see how it goes on the skin dry. However, I might end up wetting the brush. Can you see that? Because I can't. Like, I was like, okay, maybe I'll need to like wet my brush to get like a more intense highlight. But this is not showing up at all. I'm going to use an actual highlight brush. This one, which I usually use if I really want to pack on the highlight. Why is black all of a sudden? Oh, these two colours are so close together that this black gets into the highlight, and now I've got black on my brush. So let's try and use the other side and not get it in that black eyeshadow. Okay, that's better. That's way better. But I'm pretty sure I can see some of that black on my face. That's really pretty. I don't know if you can see. Okay, that's without it wetted on the brush, but you definitely need one of these kind of brushes. I wouldn't suggest using a fan brush because I didn't get anything out of this with a fan brush, but with like a dome kind of, I use the Zoeva Luxe highlight brush. With that I got a lot of payoff there, and I don't think I need to wet it at all. And so I've got to go on with lipstick, so I'm going to use the Australis Velourlips in Hono-lu-lu. I haven't used these in ages. I used to love these, and I actually really like the moussey texture. Oh, it's a bit peach. It smells nice though. Okay, that's kind of pretty. It's not the most pigmented, it's a little patchy. Overall, I think this failed a little bit. And honestly, I think that's due to the foundation. The Becca foundation kind of, anything that laid on top of it just didn't work very well. And it's funny because this is the most expensive product out of everything that I use, like by a long shot. This was $72 Australian, and everything else I'm pretty sure was under $20. So that says a lot. I think for makeup generally, you don't need to spend a lot of money to get a good finish. You can buy a cheap $20 Australis foundation. If I had used this foundation, I promise you this would have turned out 100 times different. And also I think the concealer on my eyes didn't do me any favors. But overall, the highlight is gorgeous. I love my lashes. However, I don't think Ardell are Australian, but I don't know of any Australian lashes. And I actually do really like that eye look. So thank you so much for watching this train wreck of a video. I really appreciate your support. If you want to see me do more videos in the future and more full face using something, let me know. Give me ideas in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you on my next video. Thanks. Bye.